Hey, how's it going? Just getting this camera right. All right. So this is my second vlog. So I said I'd just talk about something that happened to me this week. And as my title says, I thought that was an interesting one, is me and my son were going, I dropped him off at work yesterday. And we talk about other people, quite a lot. And this seems to be my type of humor. I find it really funny to talk about other people and what they've done or haven't done or things of that nature. And it'll normally stem off, say, something like, one of our friends have said they want to go to the gym more or get bigger, get ripped. So they'll tell us that's their goal. That's what they want to do. Let's go to the gym next week. And then generally a couple of days in, the same person will start saying to me that he's really noticed how much bigger he is now, how much better he is, and he's looking forward to getting even bigger. And then another week will go by and he's not coming to the gym anymore, or he hasn't been able to because he's been really busy. He had lots to do. Work has gotten busy. Lots of reasons, valid or not. We tend to call them excuses, but if it's a reason to that person, then it's a reason to now not go, and then here we are. And I tend to enjoy laughing about it. Like, I find it, I find it really, it just makes me laugh the most. Like, out of all the humor things, this may be a part of me actually, is that I enjoy, the funniest thing is that I enjoy to laugh about is someone else's demise, or they said one thing and then they didn't achieve it, didn't get there, didn't do it. That is great humor for me. I find that funny. I find it's uncontrollable. Like, I'll laugh for ages about someone else struggling and not getting there, or not achieving that goal, or falling off the wagon. I just find it funny. I don't know why. That's something that me. I think a lot of people find that. I'm just analyzing it as that's when we talk about someone else, or we have the gossip on someone and we laugh about it. And then we kind of fall into this thing of, now let's see how we can fix it and help them and all this sort of thing. Okay. So that's my take anyway this week, is on me laughing at someone else's not being able to do what they said they were going to do. And yet, if they carried on doing what they said they were doing, they keep coming every week, they stick to their path or their pattern, and they see more results, and they get more results, and they carry on and carry on, I would have a lot of appreciation for them. Actually, I would consider that great. I would join in on the other side as well. So I'd be happy for them, if you like. I don't sit here and go, oh, man, they've achieved that thing. What am I going to laugh about now? You know, so I'm not doing that. In fact, we'll just laugh about the journey they're on in a positive sense. You know, you got the positive and the negative. I find both funny. They'll tell me stories about how they're struggling to go to the gym, but they went anyway. And we'd laugh about that. Or we'd go, yeah, well, we'd understand. And then see that they achieved it. And we'd still enjoy both, actually. So I'm on a win-win, really, aren't I? I enjoy that they don't get there, and then I get to enjoy the path if they do get there, right? I get to enjoy both sides. So that's the gist, right? So now we go back to this thing of shining the mirror on myself. Is that in that same context, I would not enjoy or find it as funny. It would be funny. Don't get me wrong. I'm probably reasonably good at laughing at myself. Okay, I say reasonably. I say I'm reasonably good at it, but I ain't as, you know, I don't find it as hilarious. I don't find it as uncontrollably enjoyable laughing, right? When it's shine on me. So if we took everyone else out of that subject and we go, oh yeah, but you know, you said you were going to lose this much, you were going to lose that, or do this, and then you haven't, right? Or I was going to save this much money, for example. I said I was going to save $5,000. I spent the $5,000. I spent my money instead, and here I am. I've got zero. I said I was going to have 5,000. I don't find that funny, right? It's kind of funny because I'll laugh at it to make myself feel better, but I ain't bringing it up. I don't really want it to be like the focal point on why, how, when, what did you do, you're stupid, all that sort of stuff, right? Yeah, I'm okay to laugh at that when I've now saved $5,000 over here. Timeline, zero, and then I save 5,000. Now I can talk about that, where I lost 5,000. I didn't do those things, and happy to talk about it. Or even if I'm not at the 5,000, I'm at 3,500. Now I'm happy to laugh about those ones over here because I can contextualize that, laugh at that where it involves me, but not when I'm still in the middle of it. Not so much. I'll laugh, but it's kind of that we're into that sarcastic laughing, aren't we? We're back to sarcasm. Sarcasm that hurts, right? Because that's what we're doing while you're in the middle of it. When you're broke and we're uncontrollably laughing at you, you're going to do the steps to improve it. Not as much fun there, but now I can laugh at it here. A little bit like my mate, he bought a wedding ring for his wife, obviously, and then they divorced. So it cost him $5,000. I was rolling my eyes, doing all my stuff that I do. He bought the $5,000, bought the ring, gave it to her. They had a thing. Then they broke up months later. It wasn't even years. It was months later. He's still paying off the ring, you know? That's funny to me. I don't know whether that's not, whether that should be. Why is that funny to me? It just is. I just find it funny. I don't know. Humor is something you can't kind of make me like or dislike anyway, right? If I'm finding it funny, I'm finding that funny. Because there's nothing else I can do about it anyway. It's his situation. And then it's the same with me. If I did I do exactly the same example. Instead of I did it that way, I spent my money on this thing and didn't really want to talk about that the money went on that. Replace the money maybe to make myself feel better. Now I can talk about it. But either or, if I stay at zero all the time, I'm not talking about that one, not talking about that one, not talking about, you know. Yeah. So so that brings me to my title, right? Is that I'm a fat person calling someone else fat, right? I guess that's the analogy. Is that, and are we able to do that? Interesting. Whether we are able to or not, we do. And I can't get off it. I can't change that. I find that funny. I don't think. Can I be more sensitive to people? Yeah, possibly. I think we're all doing it in an extent. You know, I might sit here and talk about someone that's not on the room, and we can't help but go into subjects about that, right? Good or bad. It's mainly what we find funny, and what we find funny is generally bad, right? Or classified as bad. I mean, if it's what happened, it's what happened. Whether you think it's bad or not, it's still funny. That's the funny part, right? And so is that release of laughing at someone else, making it better than what I'm helping release what I happened to myself in that situation when I realized something, you know. If I'm fat or fatter than I am now, it's a lot easier to laugh at someone else and talk about someone else because it's depressing for me, you know. It gets more interesting than that, is that when we talk about other people's health, I find that fascinating. That we're concerned, you know. I'm concerned about your health, you know. It's interesting. And so if you're fat, you're concerned about someone else's health. You might be concerned about your brothers or your sister or your children's or your parents, you know. You're concerned about their health. But and the message is the same, isn't it? Why does it matter that I'm concerned about your health? I'm an alcoholic. Okay, I'm an alcoholic. I drink a lot every day, most days, and I'm concerned about my brother's drinking. I'm concerned about how much my son is drinking. That's an interesting one, right? Is that the same? An alcoholic is concerned about my health. And they can have reason, right? They're concerned about my health because I'm overweight, right? And they're concerned. As an alcoholic, you can be concerned about your health. I can be a drug addict and be concerned about someone else's health. Fascinating, though. You can be really worried, you know. So how do we reflect on that? Don't know. So anyway, that was my take this week. Being a fat person and calling someone else fat. It's funny. Okay. See you next week.